Jen, and I'm happy to be your dungeon master today. We are joined by Pond Plays.
Hi, I'm Pond. Pond plays games on Instagram. Today I'm playing Mistmera Dark, our party's wonderful cleric. I use they, them pronouns, and so do they. And I'm super excited to be here. And tonight we are also joined by the wonderful Suddenly Hero.
Hi, I'm suddenly a hero. I had a mild panic attack, but we're okay now. I'm playing Rhogar, who probably also has panic attacks. I don't know. But he's usually happy-go-lucky, and he is a barbarian fighter, half-orc, and lovable golden retriever. You know who else is lovable? George W. Ambush.
Hi, I'm lovable. I'm also George W. Ambush. I play a Warforged Circle of the Spores druid who likes to do a murder from every now and then. And you know who else likes to do murder? No one on this team, but you know who you. Oh, also they, them, he, him, me. I'm he, him.
That was
They're
awful.
they, them. I'm. Thanks. I'm doing my best. Jade doesn't like to do murder.
I'm not going to say anything about that.
I feel like you just set yourself up.
I plead the fifth. Hi, I'm Jade Valkyrie, a totally not murderous human being who also goes by she, they pronouns. And I'm playing Amara, who's not a human being. She's a shifter shifter being, who is a druid bard who also uses she, they pronouns. Yeah.
And finally, we're joined by our lovely Sparrow.
Hello, I am
Thank you
a
for
Black
that.
Sparrow. I'm an actor, entertainer, extraordinaire. I am in a show that you can see virtually until the 11/20. There's your link, so you can get tickets if you wanna. But anyway, as of tonight, I'm playing not as of tonight, but from tonight and going forward, hopefully, I'm playing a warlock named Hashdoon Harley Hedonist. She, her for the warlock, he, him for me, and then there is that. That's all I got for you. I
Heck
guess.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I love this cast, and I love DMing for them, and we all love you guys, the cast, the cast, the audience, and friends, and are so appreciative of you guys being so supportive and loving throughout our time here. We are almost at 1 year together, guys. I'm so shook.
Wow.
We have we started this channel, I think, like what, January, February. We're getting close.
We started.
But we've been
working on it
playing
in
together for
January.
a year, so. Exciting! But yeah, so does anyone want to give us a recap of what happened last time? George, you want to recap what you said, and then we can hand it off?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
you want to recap the recap?
Of the recap is we were tripping on these snails. Fungi was being chased by a fish. Oh, the exception to the tripping thing is Trips. She was not. She was our sober friend, our trip guide. But we Fungi the murder robot was being chased by a fish. And they tried to drown it. Took Rhogar on a race. We found out some more details about spirits coming and about how the spirits actually kind of like visit their little proxies that you have to create to get them to show up. Made Mist cry. Thought that Mist was going to lose their beard. What else am I missing?
We had a touching moment between Amara and Rhogar when they were in the rooms together. We had a Loth sighting, kind of, in the mind / in the dreams of Triple H. And Fungi got lost trying to figure out where his room was at the end, and we all went to sleep. Woke up, we're headed out. You guys got into your costumes, and I want you guys to remember what you were dressed as. And
The ghost.
That's true. Fungi's a ghost.
I'm the sexy mad god.
That's true.
I'm the not so sexy mad god cultist.
That's true.
I think I'm wearing a maid outfit. Is that
You are.
that right?
You are.
okay? Can I make one slight tweak?
Oh, okay. What is it?
Could it be a cat maid? Or...
Of course. Of course, it can be a cat
What if-
maid.
Perfect.
Now you can be the monster
Appropriating
from Cat
Amara's
Maid.
culture.
And what was Triple H wearing?
I believe it was a barmaid outfit of
It
some
was
kind.
a fair maiden. Yes,
That's right.
Ren Fair.
little Ren Fair action, which is super cute. But yeah, so we ended as you guys were heading into the festival. So I'll get our music started for the festival ambiance.
Yeah.
All right. And so, you guys, some of you had your own tasks and things that you wanted to do, but you kind of are walking down this narrow walkway that opens up to this large area between the housing districts. You pass the houses, you pass the tree that Rhogar and FUNGII raced to, and then you pass that tree. Out that way is a large opening clearing where there's just festival activities going on. There's dark and like red and purple sorts of like colors is what surrounds the area, and there's these tents, and there's all sorts of people on stages that have been like brought in or built on site, and you can just take a pan around, and there is not only a bunch of people, all dwarven or drow. In general, you guys are very outcasty in this sort of town that is underground and not visited very much. But you do see the speckling of a few additional people, mostly human, wearing the goggles of night that you guys, a few of you are wearing yourselves. And as you're walking and looking, you smell like the sense of just sweet feather candy and that deep fried smell of sweet dogs and that popping smell of sticky corn that you guys are all so familiar with at most festivals. And so, with the mass amounts of people and ghosts just walking straight through all of these people, you're in a very jovial, gothically jovial area. Everything is very dark and dim, but everyone's very happy and smiling. And if they have light, it's typically within like a lantern or a candle that has a green flame on it. So everything kind of has this greenish tint everywhere. You can look around and you guys see perception checks is what you see.
I see so many
Thanks,
perception
Jen.
checks.
I see perception checks.
Let's see. 19.
19.
That's a nat 20 for 22 for me.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
18.
Okay. And Amara, did you say 10?
No. I didn't have my character sheet up. 18.
18. Okay, well everyone sees basically everything. You walk out to the center where there's this lavish like fountain that is spewing out this dark, thick liquid, kind of brownish in color, and it seems to be sucking itself back up. And around it are tables of foods and like bananas and chips and graham crackers and all sorts of stuff that you would possibly dip into this fountain that is huge. But you can look around. Everything seems to be kind of set up in a circle with like sort of a couple offshooting sections that lead to, one of them leads to a fortune teller, one of them leads to like a rest area, and the other one leads to where you can like festively bring in your animals and things like that and have them kept in a nice little festive kennel, essentially. So
Cute.
around the area, you see ring toss, you see catch the dragon by the tail, you hear this gnome screaming at people in a crowd, standing on like the tippiest toes that he has on top of this stage, and he seems to be yelling out poetry. Everything he's saying seems to be rhyming. You hear like the clashing of people behind you, and you look back and you see two goblins wrestling each other, and a bunch of
Forgot about that one.
a big line behind, and you see a large feathered Aarakocra, very peacock in nature, standing, and above it it says "Guess the number of feathers." And you also see back in the corner that where it's not super decorated, you see a giant cyclops sitting there, and he's wearing green and red striped, just kind of like a little outfit, little jumper. And he's just sitting with his hand on his chin, and he's leaning forward and is staring at this child. And this child has its hands on its hips, staring back at him. And right above, you see outstare the Cyclops. You see all sorts of other things. You hear goats. You see a prize table. You're getting overwhelmed with just so many things you could possibly do. What are you guys' ambitions? What are we doing here?
Trips is heading for the Cyclops.
Okay. Does anyone go with her?
Yeah, Fungi will.
Okay.
You just see Trips go like, and then she just heads over, like doesn't like just like take an intake of breath, and then just without saying anything just moves. Like
Amara will go with as long as she can get some feather candy on the way.
You see that you kind of have to take a little bit of a turn, but you can still see where it is, and you can see them in line if you were to go get feather candy along the way.
I'll be there in a sec. I'm gonna get some feather candy. One? Should I get more?
Fungi gives you a shrug that they've seen others give people.
Fair. You know what? I'll just get two to be safe.
So you walk up to this sort of tall, up in the air cart on a stage, and there's this wizard who has a very extravagant wizard hat. It's blue in color and has like stars on it. Like he's wearing a coat. Like you don't know if this is a real wizard or not, but you see like this spinning dial in the center, and you see a bunch of little pieces of paper stacked on the side. And he looks at you, and he has a pair of glasses on. Roll an insight check as he leans over and looks at you on the ground.
Okay. As a 13 plus good old 2, 15.
You
Oh, no.
you see as he leans over, he has the glasses that have a nose connected, and they kind of slide down, and he slides them back up, and he says, "What are you having? We've got blue or pink."
Oh, great wizard! Can I have a blue and a pink?
Yes, of course. And as you're like, "Oh, great wizard," he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play it up." Oh, okay, sure. So he grabs the little pieces of paper, rolls them in a cone, and sort of utilizes the candy blower to make you feather candy, and it blows out to this large flower as he's pressing it into a design, and hands you a giant flower on a cone made of feathers. Feather candy. And he does the same thing, but instead he does a rose shape where it like lines itself multiple different colors of like white, red, and light pink and things like that. And he hands you a rose. You have a daisy and a rose.
So cute.
And that'll be it. That is 1 copper, please.
I'll slide over 2 copper because I'm feeling generous.
You see, he takes the 1 copper and then puts your copper in a tip jar, and he's like, "Thank you." And opens a little like cash register, and the line keeps moving. But in the line, Triple H, you guys are like 4 people behind, and you see this kid as you guys are walking up. "Crud! You lied! Liar!" And then this like little dwarven individual like walks out and is like trying to scooch the child back into the street as he's like pointing directly at the Cyclops' eyes. And the Cyclops just goes, shrugging his shoulders. Seems very like non-aggressive, which is interesting, given the history of and aggression of Cyclops. But the next person goes, and it's a tall drow woman who takes off her cloak and she kind of stares intently. Rhogar and Miss, where are you guys headed?
Miss, do you want to check out the wrestling goblins? And I'm gonna grab Mist's hand and drag them with me.
Okay, so Miss like, okay.
Okay.
And Rhogar, you excitedly kind of, push through the crowd. Like, the crowd doesn't even need to be pushed, but you're just excited and running through.
Yes.
You run up, one of the goblins gets on top of the stick. So it's basically a seesaw that they were standing on, and they had like these swords with buffers on the sides, but you could tell the swords are real. Like, they're made of metal, but if those buffers weren't there, they would be slicing each other up. One of them falls to the floor and just kind of curses onto the ground, and then this large buff dwarf comes up and it says, "My turn." And you guys get in line, but you're only one away. You're the next person in line, and you this goblin with like a really broken, scraggly nose says, "Well, I think I recognize you."
Wait, who,
Make
me?
Make an insight check as you say, "Who, me?"
Okay, let's see. 7.
You don't totally recognize this specific goblin, but you recognize the clothes that they're wearing from being the goblins that you guys freed.
Wait a minute.
We started a business. He
Is
like holds up his
this-
whole bag of gold. We started a business.
this your business?
Yeah, you can fight us for money. But if you lose, we still keep the money.
But what if I
I mean, if
win?
you win, we still keep the money.
Oh.
We're keeping the money. It's 1 gold per play. He like clutches the gold in his hand.
We've
3
got-
shots, 1 gold.
How many shots?
3.
3.
No more than that. Just 1. I need 3.
You drive a hard bargain.
1 gold, 3 shots.
1 gold. 2
And
shots.
as he that he opens the gold pouch for you to throw your gold in, and as you toss your gold piece in and it clanks, you see the dwarf fall to the floor, and the other goblin, being the one from the kitchen that was so large that was able to pick you up and drop you onto the table, you immediately recognize this one. He goes, "Ah!" and then sees you, and he's like, "Ah!" like excited. "Ah!" Mist, you were dragged to the line with Rhogar, and Mist I don't know if Mist wanted to fight or if Mist is just watching from the sidelines.
Oh, for sure, just watching from the sideline.
Well, Rhogar, you take your step up onto the sort of seesaw-like beam. First, I have 2 checks here. So you're going to have to make a acrobatics check to balance on the beam, and you're also going to have to make an athletics check to fight. So the acrobatics check comes first, but first we flip a coin to see who hits first.
Are you gonna flip the
And
coin?
I have one of
Okay.
those. If you unless you want to flip the
No,
coin.
that's great. Rogar's up there and he's stretching, in
Okay.
his cat made outfit, flexing.
The other one is like doing squats and like perfectly balancing and making eye contact with you. He's like, "I'm so excited you freed me, and now I get to kick your ass." And what do you call it? Heads or tails?
Tails.
You're first.
Let's go.
Okay, so make your acrobatics check to make sure you balance, and then your athletics as you swing.
Worried about this acrobatics check. Ooh, 4.
Guidance.
Okay. Guidance? You're cheating? You're cheating on a carnival game? Okay, you cast guidance.
The help of all the gods.
So plus D4, right?
Okay. You want me to roll
Is
it?
what guidance? Yeah. You can roll your D4. It's fine.
Plus 4. So
Hey,
an
an 8.
Double my
So as you go forward to swing, your foot kind of slips, but you manage to catch at the knee. So you're kind of in this weird, awkward position where you're bending your hip and keeping yourself up, but you manage to get that swipe in. So roll for athletics.
Okay.
And your knee is kind of wrapped around, your foot's coming up the other side, everything's a mess, and you're
Okay.
just ah!
I'm grabbing new dice after this. I rolled another 2, so that is 7.
You missed the swing as you're trying to capture yourself onto this beam. You just swing upward and you realize you're falling backwards. But this guy gets a turn, so he's going to roll a 19 on acrobatics
Oh god.
and a 2 on hitting. So he stays up perfectly fine. He sees you falling and he's like, "What?" And as you're falling, he goes to swing, but you are falling a little too fast for him to even get you. So you can roll your second acrobatics check with disadvantage, and because you're already falling, to
Sure.
manage to stay on, and then you can try to swing again if you make it.
Okay, give me 1 second.
New dice.
Gotta get the new dice.
Missed on the sidelines. You're just continuously being walked through by ghosts, and
2.
none of them are apologizing or anything. You're just
Miss is just standing there
This is fine.
This is a
Good.
PG-13 channel. There's no nude ice here.
Okay. On a disadvantage, that is 18.
Okay. Wow.
These dice are way better.
So you swing yourself back up on this beam and you land on top with a little humph, and the beam kind of rocks a little bit and off kilters the other individual, but you can roll for your hit.
I would like to rage.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sir, this is a carnival game?
Sir. Oh, I'm getting into it now, though.
All right.
Okay. So, lunging forward, that is a 17.
You right on the tip of the sword, right into the chest of the other goblin. I need to make a save because that's higher than 15. He falls. You bump him off with your rage, and he goes, "Whee!" into the filling pit,
Yes!
but his back is just fine. And he gets back up, says, "The freer!" And you make your way off as the other people are like, "Come on!"
I want to walk up to. I'm gonna walk up to the goblin. I said I'd do it in 2.
You did. I'm still keeping the money.
You've earned it.
Missed.
Missed.
This is in the back, just clapping their little arms off.
Did you see me? Did you see me up there?
I'm so proud of you. You almost fell over, but then you didn't. I'm so proud. You did so good.
By the grace of the gods, I was saved.
Grace of the
Instead of
gods.
leaving through the walkway, you just step over and are next to Mist. But over on the other side, the line has made it through. You guys have watched everybody fail to not blink. To blink, I mean. To outstare the Cyclops, the name of the game. The Cyclops has yet to blink the entire time you guys have been in line. And it looks at you. Who's first in line?
I mean, I think it was Trips'
Probably
idea, so I think
Trips.
he's probably there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Trips looks directly at you in line. Next. Not blinking. And you're kind of a little ushered, just like the same dwarf individual, just all right, you can sit here. No worries, no issues. He's not gonna bite you. Or anything. Don't worry. His name's Fred. And he kind of just goes back and hides behind Fred again.
Not according to our client, it isn't.
It's Elizabeth Holmes. Perfect. His name's is Holmes now. So, as a Cyclops, he does the same thing. He leans, you sit into a smaller chair kind of right in front of him where you can like get comfortable at whatever you want to do. And the Cyclops leans forward again with his hand on his chin.
Do I feel any sort of like foul play here?
You can do an inside check if you'd like.
I would very much like, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
17.
So you're looking at the Cyclops, and he has lids. He has eyelashes. His eyes are very watery. You see, like, the red lines of an eye that has just been open a little too long. But you don't sense that he's cheating.
Okay.
I think his eyes just been open like you. If anything, you sense that he might break soon because of the eyes being so red.
Okay.
So you take your
seat. Kind of
seat.
gives a little bit of a smirk.
All right. And we're gonna make. Let me see here. So, you need to make a Constitution check, not a saving throw, just the con number at the top
Got it.
against the other one.
Well, I'm starting out hot with a 19.
Ooh, all right. So moments pass, and you guys are staring, and you just very calmly are staring back. And the Cyclops, you can see its eye beginning to twitch. It blinks finally, and you win. And the little the little dwarf comes by and gives you some tickets. You did it! You did it! He's probably tired. You could do it again. I bet he'd win this time. And the Cyclops is like rubbing both sides of one eye. He's like, oh, that was a new record, I think. And the dwarf looks at him. I think so! Congratulations!
She kind of gives him like a bow of reverence, and then takes the tickets and steps aside for Fungi. And
You see, you were given 500 tickets. And Fungi, the Cyclops looks at you, but this time he keeps his eye closed until he just beams his eyes open and is staring directly at Fungi with the widest eye. And it looks white again, like he had blinked. Feels better now. Next.
Well, Fungi, are you?
Fungi's
Going
just
to give it a
standing
shot?
in line.
I had already begun.
What?
I thought I had already begun.
The little usher individual is like, no, you need to come sit in the chair.
Fungi, who is still staring, maintains eye contact the whole time as they sit down, and their head kind of does like the chicken thing, because like their head is so forward and just like focused, like their body's moving around and their head's kind of staying in place, and then they sit in the chair.
We probably need to raise your costume because we can't see your eyes.
There are
Chip's
two
like-
holes for the eyes.
I can't see through them.
Trip's like very carefully, like she's unveiling like a monster. Just like, pulls it back, and then
Thank
just
you.
like holds it at the side.
Wait.
And is like,
Do you have eyes? Looking into, what are your eyes? They're like glowing.
Yeah, they're kind of they are shaped like their eyes, and they're backlit, but they're not eyes.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
So you auto pass a Constitution saving throw, and I need to see if the Cyclops gets a nat 20.
Wait, is Amara back, by the way, or is she still on her way?
I
there?
think you're in line. You're in line. You're in line with them. So like you would have been right behind Fungi. I don't know
Okay.
if you wanted to do anything in that moment.
She's just probably calculating like me, to be honest.
Ooh, a 12. So the Cyclops like takes a moment looking. You can see it like trying to figure out where to focus. But his head and the hand is not on the concentrated chin. It's like concerned. It was like, and like looks away from from Fungi and like looks at the rest of the line. It's like, next, no, oh. He just blinks intentionally to get you to stop. Staring at him.
Please stop.
You winner! And she like raises his arm in victory.
We've done it.
We have indeed.
The dwarf comes back and gives you 500 tickets. I don't know if you earned these, but okay, here you go. Doesn't matter. We're all here for fun. I don't know if you could play again, though. Next!
Fungi extends the tickets to Trips.
Well, all right. If you insist, I will take these.
I don't know what this currency is used for.
Well, I will hold on to them in case you change your mind.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do better than that. And then Amara's just gonna step out of the line.
Looking behind you, there's like a human individual, and he's next. And the other person like skips forward past you, like not even thinking about you stepping out of line. And you guys are standing kind of in the crowd. You have ghosts just gently passing through you as you guys are standing there. There doesn't seem to be like any place that has like clear sighting. There's just so many ghosts. And you hear Rhogar from across the circle. You see him. You see the last jab of the sword and the goblin falling back into the pit.
Well, at least he's having fun, huh?
Those goblins?
Yep. And she just like, would she recognize them from that far away? I don't know.
You need to get a little bit closer, but you would assume that there's a potential connection at least.
Okay. So based off of that, she just goes, yep. And then she like moves in the direction of where she thinks like a ticket counter would be. Like,
Okay.
she's almost Jack Sparrow-esque in the sense is like she kind of just like puts her finger up and it's just like this way. Like doesn't really like.
So you
I want to
pass
see the
by.
prices.
Yes, you kind of follow Triple H. You guys pass by the Aarakocra that is posed, and they kind of look at you. Excuse? You want to play? They kind of shake their feathers and get them like large for a second as you're passing by.
What's the game?
Guess how many feathers?
Absolutely. And Amara just like has a very serious face and is going straight for it.
So you
Dead focus.
as you walk up, Triple H, did you follow or did you keep going?
She follows, but at a bit of a distance.
Okay. And Fungi, you were Triple H walked away and Amara walked away. Where did Fungi go?
Fungi would have followed the both
Okay.
of them, and Fungi is pretty enthusiastic about guessing the amount of feathers.
Okay. So the Aarakocra, who is like red and green and blue, like the brightest thing in this entire festival, he T-poses and shakes out his feathers so they kind of all ploof out a little bit. He puffs up his chest. He starts making like little T-pose, making little circles in a T-pose. And you guys can make an intelligence check.
I want to make. Can I do that? But can I get advantage if I tell you how exactly Amara's going to figure out this?
I want to know how you're gonna figure it out.
Is it in the
Okay.
tail or in the body?
Is
All
it?
of
Yeah,
The entire
all of it.
thing.
So Amara's going to mentally divide this bird into sections and then count how far up and how far like this like sideways, basically
Over,
X and
yeah.
Y axis, and do math.
Okay, I will give you advantage on an
Thank you.
intelligence check. Fungi, are you gonna do a
Wow.
regular intelligence?
I believe so.
All right.
21.
All right.
Got a nat 20.
Wow.
Nice.
You both immediately bust out with 600. And he turns. Arms dejectedly fall to his side. You cheated! Cheated! Cheated!
Is it cheating if I did math?
It's the same as counting cards! Cards!
Counting is math.
Mm.
Normal counting is math. It's just smarter counting.
One moment, if I may.
You may.
You just said guess how many feathers. You didn't say how they were meant to do it.
Yeah, what she said.
So what is cheating? Huh?
Roll a persuasion check. This bird has his hands aggressively on his little hips.
16.
Fine. Take your tickets. And kind of gestures to the side where you see a roll of tickets just sitting there. And it says on a sign, take 2.
Take 2? Mara begrudgingly takes 2 and then looks at Triple H is like 1,000.
Fungi picks up the roll and walks over to Amara.
I could only find
Hold
one.
hold on. Before that shakes out, I have something I really want to do.
What is it?
Triple H looks at the 2 tickets in Amara's hand and goes, "You're welcome," and then turns and walks and like starts like walking back in the direction she was going to go.
And then
Nothing
Fungi,
but
you just
disgruntled.
appear behind. Are you trying to steal it, or did you just pick it up?
Just picked it up. Fungi assumed that it meant take 2 rolls, but there was only 1 roll. So Fungi walks
All right.
up.
Oh
and
my god, I
says-
got a 2 perception. Oh my god.
I
So
could
you
only
pick.
find one roll. I could not take 2.
Amara this looks at like where the roll was supposed to be and back at Fungi. Yeah, maybe they just made a mistake. Yeah, let's just take this and go.
There you go.
As you look back, you see another Warforged individual, but very robotically moving about. And it has like ticket rolls on its arm as it's walking towards the guess how many feathers booth, and it drops one as it continues walking by you guys.
Amara picks it up immediately.
Oh my god! All right, you pick it up. I'm gonna do a. Ooh. Excuse me. What are you doing?
I'm
The bird
returning
turns.
this. Obviously.
Obviously. And you put it down.
Obviously.
It says take 2, so yeah.
2 tickets.
Okay.
Or- back onto the on the side. Does it say 2 tickets or does it say just take 2?
It says just take 2.
You know, it says take 2, so I'm going to interpret that as taking 2 rolls since the roll was left out here. So, nice doing business with you. And
Fuck off.
it's gonna suck off.
Oh my goodness. The
Triple H
bird-
is not close enough to be a part of this. I just want to make that clear.
So you now hold 20,000 tickets in your hand. There are rolls of 10,000 tickets. So the little rip-off ones, like the little tickets that you get from Chuck E. Cheese or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys walk off, the bird just kind of goes and like throws his hands ahead, and then does the same pose that he was doing before, and then calls out to the next people. Want to play? Want to play? You guys are continuing to walk forward. Rhogar and Mist, as Rhogar is now named champion of the pit by himself, maybe. What are you guys doing?
Missed, where do
Rhogar,
you
you
want
were
to
given
go?
no tickets. You just paid money.
Yeah.
No ticket. I mean, there's so many things to do. I'm a little bit worried about how everyone else is faring, but what do you want to do? I'm just excited to be here with everyone.
I'm sure they won't get into any trouble. I don't know what is there to do. You know this place better than I do.
Well, I think we've had enough of the snails. Almost definitely.
Yes.
So as you are standing there, Mist, give me a perception check. Kind of like looking around, like, what to do.
That's a 17.
Yeah, so you're looking around, you kind of look a little deeper. You see a station that has like it says cup and balls. You see a station that says the rope ladder. You see a custard eating contest about to happen. It has like a countdown magically above it. You see a test your might, like the ring the bell sort of thing. You see a walk the plank. And it has like a bunch of pirate themed people dressed up in costumes dancing and laughing outside of it. It looks like it's a dunking booth. You see someone like sitting in a chair over water and things like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see, and then everything else that I mentioned earlier, but I can re-say them if you'd like.
You're okay. I think maybe either the Duncan booth would be fun, or like the test your might. I'm not too good at climbing, so would be
Which one do
silly.
you want to do? I just got the wrestle goblins, which were pretty amazing.
That was really great. We should try Duncan the person above the
Do
water.
it. Let's go over there.
Let's go do that. Let's go do that. Yeah.
Can I talk to you?
Sure. What's going on?
Have you ever liked anyone?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Once I did.
What was that like?
Well, what? And Miss is gonna look at Rhogar, like right in the eyeballs from 3 feet below his face, and just be like, "Is it Amara?"
What do you mean? And Rhogar is going to blush. You never knew that an orc could go red, but apparently they can.
Your face looks like a winter holiday that I know of. You know, so like you feel warm and you feel fuzzy, and then you find out if it's reciprocated.
How do you?
Which, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's not reciprocated. And then you
How do you know?
try, you ask. Or you buy them something nice and offer to take them somewhere nice, and then see how things go when you're alone. You've been friends for a long time, haven't you?
Well, I mean, we kind of met at the start of all of this, the last month or so.
Okay. Well, if I were you...
If it was Amara.
If it was Amara. Yeah, if it was. Even if it was. Depending on who it was. But if I were you, what I'd do is I would... What's their favourite thing? Do you know? Like, what they like? A favourite colour? What instrument they play?
Rhogar is staring off.
What I feel like Miss would remember what kind of instrument Amara plays. Can I make like a history check to see?
There's a lot of.
She wears a lot of green.
There's a pretty boy.
Yeah, you can make a history check. That'd be fine.
Okay.
You can do it with advantage because you were literally just with her.
It's a natural 19. 21.
Amara, what's your instrument?
What is my instrument? A lute.
Lute.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do, Rhogar. We're not gonna go play games. We are gonna go around the stalls.
You're like, what?
We're gonna go around the stalls, and we're gonna try and find a pretty lute to buy.
That is a good idea.
Come on, let's go. And then
Okay.
Mist is gonna like start like frantically looking around for like sale. You know how like at the carnivals there's always like, oh, buy, commemorative. They're never like great quality, but they're always like they're pretty at least.
Yeah.
Like I'll come back. We'll come back after this, and I'll dunk that guy, and it'll be hilarious. But first,
Okay,
we're gonna find Amara a new lute or something pretty and green.
Or a green.
Or a green lute. If we could find a pretty green lute. Oh, they'd love it. Okay, let's go. And
Okay,
Mist is like
okay.
super excited to help Rhogar like facilitate this love adventure.
There's a couple different shops around, very like Renaissance festively, where like there's a bunch of different like booths you can go in and out. You can see like silversmiths and people selling their crafts. There's painters, there's face painters around as well. And they kind of hold up their paintbrushes as you guys walk by. Do you want a face painting?
Maybe. I might come back for that because that sounds
Okay.
fun. That would be
It's
fun.
only a
Would you like to-
copper. They kind of
Only-
like call in the next person in line as you guys walk by. And
I really want to go back and get my face
You can
painted.
get your face painted.
No, we have to find the thing. We have to find the
Okay,
thing,
okay,
and then we
okay,
can do
okay,
the fun
okay.
things. You know who else would like to get their face painted? I bet. Amara. Miss just makes like a
So, as you guys are searching the carnival, I need you both to make investigation checks, and we will cut over to Amara, Triple H, and Fungi, who are making your way to the ticket booth, which, as you're getting closer, you recognize is not just a shop. It's like this half circle sort of. People are pulling in a horseshoe shaped. That's what I'm looking for. It's like this horseshoe shaped desk with like a bunch of poles that have things clipped to them somehow, and you can see all sorts of crap. And I mean crap. There's candies, there's foods, there's plastics, little things that you spin around in a circle and they make annoying noises. You see clappers, you see finger traps, you see, but as it goes up and up and up, you see like more and more extravagant things at the very, very, very top. On a shelf, there is a box that is a wooden crate, but you don't see in it. You don't see what's in it. And you walk up, you see a couple different individuals, mostly human, and they're all wearing the same outfit, the same like red and green striped jumpers, and they look up and they're wearing little hats on top of them, and they have little like ticket counters basically where you could like shove the tickets in and it'll count it for you. And one person walks up to you guys as you walk up, and what'll it be? What do you got? What do you got? Tickets? We counting them, or we
What's in the box?
what's in the box? I don't know. Do I know? Let's find out. I don't know.
Oh, how much is the box?
That box is. Ooh, hold on. And they kind of like shuffle off to the side where you can see like a little slate that has like the ticket price. 100,000 tickets.
Mara like curses under her breath. What could I get for 20,000 tickets?
Well, you can get some of these, and it's like these very like joking giant boxing gloves that are made of cushions, and they're like larger than your head. You can get these, but also if you get enough tickets, the box is magical. They kind of look at you really intensely.
I turned to Fun Guy. Fun Guy, do you think that we could get 100,000 tickets? So far we have 40,000? I think.
30. It would be 30, I think, because he took
30?
one.
Yeah.
No, wait. No, you'd have 20 because he took one and you took one.
So
Yeah.
20,500 if you add it all together.
But if we pulled it together.
I mean, you didn't even ask. Yeah. You're right. You're right. It's like you didn't even ask trips for hers, but that's fine. Whatever. Just stand right there.
Well, that would just
I
make
do
it
believe-
21,000.
I do believe that we can get as many tickets as you want.
You know, you do have a point. Okay, so, and then she turns, like, she's doing this motion, and then she'll, like, turn around to the ticket counter and still do this, like, hand gesture. So,
Yep.
we have a lot of tickets right now. Is there a way that we could, like, count the tickets that we have right now and then get, like, a little slip that says, like, yeah, we have this amount of tickets so far? It's just, I really don't want to carry, like, a lot of tickets.
But part of the fun is carrying a lot of tickets.
I suppose.
I mean, I guess I can count them and write it down, but it's not as fun. I can do
You
it as
know
long
what?
as you come back to me.
It's all right. Can Amara's head fit through the roll of tickets?
No, it could not. It's like a forearm size.
All right, yeah, she's just gonna put it on her arm.
Okay. Just roll of tickets on your arm. Well, you can keep playing games or you can keep standing here.
I think I want to keep on playing games, but Triple H, I'm going for that box. Do you want to get in, or do you have an important date to get to?
Mm, She looks at her tickets and then hands them to Amara. And with a pretty deadpan look goes, I suppose I do not want to be late.
Good luck! I really wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
And
Have
she
fun.
starts to walk away.
All right. So you walk off from the group. Where do you go? You're kind of
I
in
think
like
she goes
this large
Back in the direction of where
circle.
she remembers the shop was, I would imagine. Like,
So back by the tavern, you leave the festival. Okay.
yeah.
So you gotta make your way, and like the festivities sound dies down as you get further and further away. And you pass by the tavern you guys were in with the broken door, and you pass by some other buildings as you make it towards the tailored shop, and you stand there and you see that it says closed and all the lights inside are off.
Well, I suppose this is what I get for not really agreeing to a meeting place, huh? Well, she kind of just like takes inventory of the space around her. Trying
You
to think
do
about like,
a perception check if you'd like.
sure. I will do this. Hero. 20. Perception would be a 14.
Okay. So on the inside of the tailor, you see a flickering of a candlelight move in the back. But the sign says closed and there's no other lights on. And as you're standing there, another ghost just whoosh, right through you. No personal space.
Rude.
I suppose now, and this is like going. This is what's going on in her head, but obviously that's not as fun if I just keep that to myself. She's like, "Well, I could break in, but that wouldn't be very nice to her. And also, we are kind of Miss guests, and I don't want to be responsible for them losing their beard. So I guess I will go find. I think her name was Persephone. Yes, I will do that, and then maybe then I will swing back this way." So she remembers that I think she said something about like fortune telling, so she's gonna head in that direction.
Okay. And I'm sure we
back.
do.
We're back.
We
we're
are back. Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah.
Audio.
Audio.
Hey.
Hey.
You guys have played a few games. You've gotten quite a few tickets. And Hash Ladoon walked off to go find their date. They found the store that their date owns closed, but inside there's a light moving around, so someone could be home. And then Triple H decided to walk back to the festival. And as you're walking back, what was that investigation check from Mist and Rhogar?
16.
Natural 20. For 20.
All right. So you guys see a small, little canopy sort of setup. And it's attached by, and it's kind of floating. So it's attached to what seems to be like nothing. And there's a sign on the outside that has almost like neon lights, but they seem to be just like a fairy light that's like moving in that way. And then it goes back to the beginning and spells it again, and it says "Loot the room." And you see a golden dragonborn inside, and sitting there playing the lute.
Rhogar.
What?
Look. And I'm just gonna like point at the neon.
Oh, it's the place.
That's where we're gonna find it.
All right.
So you guys make your way in, and this very like lean dragonborn wearing a very long caped robe looks at you as you walk in. Ah, hello. What can I do for you? Let me put this away. And they stand and put the loot on a wall of loots. And it seems to be like the color of the rainbow, starting from black and ending in white.
Hello. I have so many loots here.
Yes, I do.
That's a lot.
All of them made from dragon scales.
Ow. Like.
The ones that fall off, of course.
Oh, okay. Yes. They're also
Exquisite, I know. It's because I made them.
You made all these.
Yes, it's my life's work. Not taking their eyes off of the wall of loots to even talk to you. They're just responding to you while looking at the loots.
Mist looks up at Rhogar and goes like,
Kind of making a symbol for money.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry," like making like the symbol for money and like shrugging, like kind of like, I don't know how expensive this is gonna be. How much are your loots?
Yeah, that's
I don't think I've ever sold one for money.
what do you sell them for?
If a shining red light could come out like an interest, like just alert, and it just looks directly at you. Why, anything. If you have something very cool, or nice, or sexy, or worth my time.
Nice sort of
Kind of looks Rhogar down to the feet, up to the top of your hair.
In the cat made outfit.
In the cat
You
made
forgot
outfit,
you're still in the
exactly.
cat made outfit.
Lingering on the tutu, like
Puts the paws up to
they kind of chuckle, just
oh, do I have anything nice or sexy?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I was just kind of more talking out loud, I guess.
I think that's just called talking.
I've got this, and Miss is gonna pull out like the intricate earring piece.
Okay.
From their bag, and just be like, I've got this. Would that be worth the trade? Maybe it's custom made from upstairs.
Oh, the old upstairs. Kind of like
Hand wrought gold.
squirms over to you.
Squirms.
Puts it in their hand and like puts their hand so grossly close to their eyes. Roll a persuasion check. Okay. You know what you're so good at.
That's a 2.
I don't believe you. This looks like crap. Upstairs stuff comes much better.
Hey, it's not
Hands
crap.
it back to you. It's crap. You wouldn't know. Looking like kind of gesturing to your outfit.
Right.
I don't like when my time is wasted.
Oh well.
They start like running
Wait.
2 nails together.
Oh, the sound.
It's like a weird little habit tick thing. They're just.
Well, that was the nicest thing that I own. So I don't know if you've got anything.
Well,
You just got the nicest thing you ever got. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have this necklace.
What is that necklace? Can't just say this necklace. Give me its
Well-
story. Where is it from? What does it do?
It's
It looks scuffed.
not scuffed. I mean, some of it's probably a little scuffed, but I've had it for a very long time, and it's come with a lot of memories. It's handmade, and
Vintage.
it's handmade in the plains out west.
The West. Okay.
And
All right.
there is
Gets a little closer to the necklace. Weird little squirming movements.
there's right here. There's a hippogriff claw, and then and here there's a bit of jade, and then here there's a dire wolf tooth, and this thing.
So you're willing to give up your family heirloom, assuming that's what this scuffed piece of crap is, for a loot?
They're really nice.
They're the best. You roll an insight check, Rhogar.
Can I help? Can I say that I'm helping because I'm
What do you-
judging harshly from behind Rhogar because this dragonborn just called my handmade earring
Sure.
garbage?
Sure, you can roll with advantage.
I'm like, you bitch.
With
Rude.
advantage.
Yeah. Because you just listened to Mist
Okay.
get insulted by the nicest thing that they own with the nicest thing that they own.
16.
You look at the loots and they look fine. They look like normal loots. They just have scales attached to them. So there's no like fancy shapes, no fancy woodwork. They look like regular loots with extra stuff, like bedazzled dragon scale bedazzled loots.
Rhogar like looks at Mist like torn.
Would you just hold for just a moment
Me hold in
You
my
hold.
shop.
in your own shop? Yeah. Well, what else were
They
you doing?
turn
It was
away
empty.
and do like a weird squirm away as they. You see them. Okay, this is really gross, but you see them pluck off a scale and attach it to a half-scaled violin in the back. They kind of just stick it on, and then they sit next to it and admire it.
I don't. I think we offer maybe a gold max. Look at they just stuck one of their own scales to the violin back there. I bet all these scales are also their scales. They've just painted. Don't trade your necklace.
Think it'll be nice enough for Amara?
I think anything that you get. You could pluck flowers off the side of the road and give it to Amara, and Amara would think that it was the sweetest thing you'd ever done. You know what? Rhogar! You were having all that conversation about a worm bed, right? You had to go make a worm bed for Amara in case Amara turned into a worm.
I don't really remember.
Okay, well you were. It was really it was honestly so sweet that it was gross. But hear me out. Instead of a worm bed, you know how Amara likes to turn into a fox?
Yeah.
What if we get a little bed for when they're a fox? Like a little comfy soft bed.
You could curl up in it.
Yeah, and then when we're traveling, you could like carry it if you wanted, and she could sleep in her little soft fox bed.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, screw your loots.
Yeah,
I
screw
will.
your loots.
I will.
That's disgusting. I regret touching any of these. First, Rhogar, we need to go wash our hands.
All right.
So as you guys walk out of the loot the room, Fungi, you're alone with Amara. What are you guys doing? You guys were standing at the ticket booth, but Triple H made their way out. What were you guys doing?
We need more tickets.
Yes.
I think it would be pertinent to find out which of these carnival games pays out the most.
Yes, we do exactly that. So yes, I would like to like investigate to see if
Sure.
we can figure out. I gotta roll. Yeah, probably. That makes sense. Probably like it's a 12.
Okay. You see that, like, looking around the carnival, you see a couple booths that have the ticket prizes laid out. And there's one called Giant Goat Jousting that looks like a betting pool. But you can also joust and win tickets. But you recognize that it would be riding animals, so you have to be nice to the animals.
Oh, so you're saying I would have to handle the animals potentially?
Are you telling the two druids that we would have to handle animals?
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh
I don't
no!
know.
Whatever will we do?
Yeah. Amara will see that and be like, ooh. Giant goat jousting. We joust.
And we'll have to learn how to joust.
It's like soft murder. You don't really kill them per se, but like you stick them and then they fall off. The enemy person falls off, but you don't actually kill them or maim them or harm them.
Fungi's
just
head
kinda
kind of
act
tilts
like it.
back as they're listening, and they're just kind of like looking up into the sky, and you can't see any gears turning, but you know that they are.
But I'm
Okay.
sure that they'll have rules
Soft
when we
murder
get
then.
there. Yeah, but no permanent damage. Or I guess that's really bad to say, since we can heal most damage. You know what?
I
Let's
will do
get
my
there.
best.
Let's get there, and then they'll tell us the rules and see how far we can go. Because we shouldn't go too far, but we can test the limits.
Sounds good. I look forward to this new experience.
On the way over to the goat jousting, like that little trajectory, is the poetry on the way there by any chance?
It is. You hear this gnome kind of bouting out a poem, and then another person saying, I can contest that, and they get up and they very quickly have this little like poetry slam battle, and the same person who contested them slouches, is handed tickets by the gnome, and is back in the crowd. Who's next? Will anyone take me on?
No.
Amara looks at Fungai's raised hand.
You, sir! The mushroomy one. The ghost, right? Get on up here! Now.
Fungi approaches.
Please, stand right here. And as you stand there, he realizes he's very short, so he gets an additional stool, puts it on top of the stool he was already standing on, and then climbs onto it to be at your face. Let's see. You need to we have a poetry contest, which is judged by all of you clapping below. Are you ready?
Yeah! And Amara's like doing two thumbs up at Fungi.
You can begin, or I can begin. If you begin, you get twice the tickets.
I have a question.
What's your question?
What takes place in a poetry contest?
You need to say a poem, and then I will say a poem, and the crowd will decide who wins.
What if I don't know any poems?
Then you probably shouldn't participate.
Great.
Like giving a little clap for the crowd to clap with you, like, no participation, yeah, yeah.
Poetry comes from the heart!
From
What
the
if I
heart
do
it
not have a
does.
heart?
Or the mind. And then Amara's gonna like try and like, you know, do a sidebar, like a coaching session on the side of the stage. Just 1 moment. Okay, so
I
Fungi.
will give you 3 moments.
3
3
moments.
only.
Try to describe how it feels to spread your mushrooms. Just describe that. I could be poetry. Some.
I think I have something.
You got it. Some people like rhyming, but I really don't think that that's required, though.
All right.
All right,
Your 3
moments.
moments are up. Please. Are you going first or am I going first? If you go first, you get double the tickets.
I will go first.
All right. Take it away. Does a little clap for the crowd. And then does a little bow, holding its hands out to you.
Spark. A spore. I awake alone. I know not where I am. Darkness. Light. I found a home. Amongst the plants, the trees and leaves, they carry me. They provide. And so too do I. From dawn till dusk, I spread the seeds. I give them homes. I give them food. My friends, my family, my trees, my flowers. Thank you.
Ah, that was
Ama-
good. Roll a
Amara's being the most
performance
obnoxious cheerer.
check.
Like, so obnoxious.
Amara is obnoxiously cheering, and Fungi's gonna give a performance check, please.
Heck yeah.
What'd you get on that performance check?
Was that me or was that Amara?
Yeah, that was you.
Okay.
You're the one who did the performance.
I know, I did the performance. That's why I thought Amara was rolling for their being obnoxious. But
You know-
LOL.
You can help, so you can roll with advantage. With Amara being obnoxiously loud in the crowd, you rear up everyone else.
performance -1, 11.
Okay. So you get like a moderate, like, okay, a little depressing, but that was good. That was good. A little sad, a little happy, a little good, a little bad. Okay. And the gnome goes, There once was a wizard from far beyond the shore who was ever so famously impossible to bore. He'd spend all day reading of drying paint and dirt, then give lectures so dull they'd make your ears hurt. But hearing your rhymes is such a great chore that I believe fully they'd make even him snore. And the crowd's like, oh, you burned him! Like, everyone's really loud. And he rolls a 4 on that performance check. And the crowd, while angry, dies down. And then he holds up his own hand, and no one claps. And he's like, holds up his own hand again, and no one claps. He's like, holds his hand out, like, what? Holds up. He like grabs Fungi's arm and holds it up, and everyone goes, "Woo!" He hands you.
I'm sorry to have upset you.
You didn't upset me. That was great. Good job. Get off my stage. Who's next? And he hands you a bundle of tickets as you walk off.
That was so
Bundle
good.
Thank you. I just spoke my experience. Spoke from the heart. Or the mind.
That's basically like most art, anyways.
About how many tickets
That's
did we
good
get?
art.
You got 700 tickets.
Fuck, I will hand them to Amara.
All right, add this to the pile. And I promise that I will share half of whatever is in the box. Or if it's like a non-shareable item, we can choose like 50% of it half the days. I have it other half the days, but I don't know what's in the box, so we'll figure it out.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. And as you guys make your way on over to the giant goat jousting, Triple H,
Wait
you
a
make it
minute.
back into the giant goat jousting, not wrestling. Triple H, you make it back into the festival, and you very easily see a pathway that is lit by little tea lights, because as you know, there's not allowed to be a lot of lights here, so it's very dim. And there's a sign hand painted that said Persephone's predictions here. Just Persephone's Predictions is the name of the company, and then it'll say like here with a little arrow down the down the walkway. I'm assuming you were going that direction, or did
Yep.
you stop on
Yep.
anything on your way there? Okay. No, you
Nope,
just
she
kind of-
didn't. She didn't stop. That's straight on through and up till morning or whatever the word.
So you kind of walk down this nice little gardened area, and it looks like it's kind of in someone's backyard. You pass a house, and it's an actual building that has its doors open, and it has like a bunch of different decor on the outside, a bunch of different lights. There's like a spiderweb string light that like spreads on half the little garage house essentially, and on the inside, on the top of it, it says Persephone's predictions, and you don't see anyone around.
Now she's
There's
furrowing
a
her
person
brow.
inside, but
Okay, yeah. So okay, good. I was gonna say like, dang, she's just gonna not see anybody, I guess. So yeah, she's gonna approach.
perfect. So you walk in, and there's a little ding-ding-ding that you hear, and it's kind of like a magical bug that is sitting on top of the door, and it just like chirps its butt, and it sounds like a little bell. And it just closes its legs as you walk in, and a very gaudily, like over the top dressed fortune teller stands in there, and she's wearing like 4 different robes, all different colors, tied at the waist, and she has these giant earrings, looking very much like the individual that you met at the bar. In fact, almost exactly the same. They have the very interestingly large nose, kind of crooked, same eyebrow pattern, the long features. Their hair is almost the same color and exact length. But they're maybe an inch shorter, perhaps. You're not quite sure.
Okay,
But they
she's
greet.
gonna look
Hello.
and see if this person like a look of recognition, you know.
Sure,
at
you can do
all.
an insight check.
That's an 8.
Well, twins do exist. So you
Mhm.
kind of like look at her, and she looks at you as if to be greeting a new customer. She doesn't have like any sort of specific like, oh dear, they're gonna know it's me sort of shade
Okay.
about them. But they greet you, and they kind of hold their arms out elegantly, and they're like, my dear child, you're here to learn your future, right?
Something like that, yes.
Yes, please take a seat. She like gestures to a very like, the table's crooked a little bit, and there's a crystal ball like cheesily in the center, and she sits, and the chairs are like covered in different materials, and she sits down and like puts her hands on the crystal ball before even saying anything. Take a seat if you'd like.
And Triple H will do so, but like on the edge of the seat, like not.
My
sitting back,
predictions
like she's
have
sitting-
everyone on the edge of their seats. Don't worry. Now, hands on the table. What question do you have for the ball? Or do you want to do cards? Or... No, that's too many options. Crystal or cards for now.
the cards.
1 gold.
If you can help me, I'll triple it.
1 either way.
She like without breaking eye contact, just reaches in and pulls out 1 gold and sets it in between her and the ball.
She like snatches it from across the ball, like just sniffing the money, and then she like shoves it in her shirt. Okay, perfect. Now, what questions do you have for the cards? She like dips under the table and grabs some tarot cards, which I have. Ask me a question, child. While I shuffle the cards. In fact, you shuffle these cards. because then your energies will be placed into the cards as you ask the question aloud before handing the cards back to me.
Okay.
And as you're shuffling the deck,
She shuffles them like a deck of cards, like she's
just
real good at.
yeah. But it's like
she's
perfect
doing
and
she's doing some shuffle tricks with them.
perfect. The more your hands are on them, the more grounded you will be with the cards.
How long do I have?
Well, that is vague, but is that your
All right.
only question? Do you want to be more specific?
I will clarify.
Okay.
And the beside her, the two like spider like portals just open up, and she just reaches out, and now the axes are in her hands, and she just places them on the table gently because it's crooked. How long do I have with these?
She pulls a card from the top. Judgment. Reversed pull. Stop delaying the inevitable. Indecision can lead to missed opportunities. She flips the card over and puts it back in the deck. Now, interpret that how you will, depending on what your specific question was that you kept in your heart. But alas! Oh, I'm growing weary. Only a gold will be able to brighten me back up.
Here's a question, not for the cards, but for you. Are you missing a book?
Yes, actually. Are you
Hmm.
too one with magic?
In a manner of speaking. Tell you what, let us set these cards aside.
Sure, of course.
And you tell me what you know about Loth.
What do I know about? Not very much, to be honest. I know that she's a goddess, I think. But to others, she's known as a demon. I know that she slowly sucks the power out of the users of her weapons until they are giving their life over to her, and then she'll take over them. But that's just myth, right? Loth isn't real.
Oh, that's I am suddenly very weary. If only there were better answers to my question, I could possibly recall what I know about your missing book. And she like mockingly kind of does the same like
Roll either an intimidation or a deception check.
which
feel
is
like you're-
better.
You're
Deception.
good at both of those.
She is good at both of those. That is a 19.
What answers do you want? Like her posture and everything just slumps, and she's using a regular voice.
Mhm.
What answers do you want?
Well, say, for sake of argument, I happened upon someone who had a book that said that it belonged to you. I would then be led to believe, based on the magics from this book, that you would be somewhat versed in magic. Would that be not wrong?
Well, given that I know the only person who has access to my book is my sister, I'm going to assume it was my sister. Looking directly in your eyes. Unless it somehow fell into someone else's hands.
Interesting, because the person that I had a conversation with did not identify as anyone's sister.
You roll a deception check.
I believe you said that person was he, him, so that would not be deception.
Did you really?
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Hmm.
that's fine. Well, I suppose I can give you one thing, and it's the only thing I know about Loaf, is that Loaf does not stop until what she wants is given. And if you keep having nightmares or feel stalked or bothered, but you haven't asked her what she wants yet, maybe you need to seek where she is from and figure out what she wants. I know some people astrally project or whatever, but I don't know if you're that type.
Well, that's perfect. Yeah. Anyway, listen, you've been a good sport in anything, so someone had your book last night in the tavern, identified as your brother, not your sister.
That bitch.
And here is another gold for your trouble. And she flicks her another gold, and the
Would
axes
you like
just
a
kind of.
crystal ball reading? As she picks up
Mm,
the...
No, thank you.
Or another card?
I have
I
somewhere
have hot
else to be.
towels!
I have somewhere else to be. And the
All
axes just
right.
dissipate. Like, she doesn't pick them up, they just dissipate. And she turns on a heel and walks out.
All right. So as you walk out, you kind of hear just a a pitiful little sigh coming from the
Get your gold out of it.
table.
What's she fucking mad about?
As you are walking out, then that leads us to Rhogar and Mist. Where'd you guys head after loot the room?
I think we left in a huff. Because that dragonborn was rude and kind of gross. All right, so we can either try to find her a cute little fox bed, or we could just get her flowers, and then you could give them to her and ask her to go on a walk and look at the fish.
That would. Think that would work.
Honestly, I do. I was a little hesitant to suggest it because that was one of my first dates, was going on a walk and looking at the pretty fish during the festival. But I think that Amara would appreciate it, and then you could, like, accidentally like bump your hand with theirs and see how that goes, and then if they bump back, then that means that they want to hold your hand, and all the cute little romance things that you do.
Rhogar, make a perception check as you're a nature check actually as you're looking around, recognizing that it's pretty dark. What plants would grow down here? So you're looking around.
14.
You spot on some of the branches, kind of on the outside of the carnival, like broaching in, that there are some bitter oyster mushrooms, which are bioluminescent mushrooms. You see them kind of glowing in the area. Other than that, you don't really see any flowers. You see a lot of pretty mushrooms. And just little bushels kind of around that little patch that you found.
Like mushrooms?
I think that because of her love of nature, she would like anything that you think is pretty.
Here, help me.
All right then, and then Elk or not Mist is going to Mist is going to like look really intently at the mushrooms that are like eye level.
And I provided a handout in our chat so you guys can see what bitter oyster mushrooms look like. So you can.
Oh. They're her favorite color. Okay. All right. So, you know what you could do is that you could get a few of them, and then we could figure out a way. If we can find some branches, we could figure out a way to like sort of pin them in her hair, so she has like glowing, pretty little mushrooms in her hair. I don't know if that would be nice. I just think that would complement her eyes.
Okay. Let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
Please. There is branches around here.
Mist starts breaking off little twigs to like stick into the bottom of the mushrooms to make little
To try
hairpins.
to like get them in there and looking cute. Okay. You guys can roll a survival check, sort of like Boy Scoutsing some creations here.
Arts and crafts with
Exactly.
4.
Okay.
Natural 20 for
Wow.
23.
So Rhogar, from like taking the mushrooms off, you just kind of rip them from their seams, and you see like a bunch of little half broken stems outward, and it looks really jagged. And you hand them to Mist, and they kind of break apart into a giant cluster. But Mist, being from this area and also working with plants and small things as a cleric, they skillfully like pin all of them back together, and you get the stick on there to look like a clip, and you even get a little like mechanism on there so that it can like alligator through some hair.
Here you go.
And it looks successful. Saved.
Now, the key to this, Rhogar, is when the time's right, you're going to look down into her eyes because she's a lot shorter than you. And then you're going to gently tuck a piece of hair back from her face. And then you're going to pin it with the clip of mushrooms that we've made. Romance knows no. I'm good at it, I think. So you're going to do great.
I'm extremely nervous.
You should be nervous, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I think that it's gonna go well, and if it doesn't go well, we're only an adventuring party, and it'll be fine. And then Miss, like, all of the smoothness that just came out of Mist's face completely goes away. And Miss is like back to being super awkward. It's gonna be great. Let's go find them. I will take Fungi and possibly Triple H if she's still with them. And then you can be like, oh, hey, Amara, I heard that the fish are really pretty in the river at this time of day, darkness.
Okay, yes.
But say at this time of day, don't stumble over your words like me. And then offer your arm for her to take, and then off you go. Here's your clip. Don't break it.
Burger's like practicing holding his arm.
Like, where do I position my arm? Gently takes the like holding most fragile thing.
As you're putting it, sorry.
You could Okay, maybe we don't pin it in her hair. Maybe you say, Amara, look at this clip I found. Would you like to walk with me? And then let her pin it into her own hair. That way, too, you don't get anything stuck in hair, because that's just awkward. You try to like pin it, and then the hair gets stuck on something, and then you kind of pull it, and then that's really uncomfortable. So maybe just give it to her as a gift, less touching, more just gift giving.
What if I
You can, I mean, do what you want to do. It's your
Rhogar,
day.
like, just puts it behind his back.
As you're
That would
putting
be
it
good.
behind your back, you guys hear the uproarious cheering for Fungi as his arm is being raised across the carnival. You can see him on stage with his arm being held by a gnome with the "Woo!" You see Amara in the back going the loudest, jumping and cheering. And you guys can spot her from across the carnival.
All right. All right. You got this. Let's go.
Okay.
You guys make your way across the carnival.
Thank you for.
You're so welcome. I'm super excited for you. I think it's gonna go great, and I just love to see love blossoming. It makes my little sad, angry heart happy.
Rhogar's gonna go to give a hug to.
Mist for a brief moment goes, and then just kind of like does the awkward like pat, but like it's not uncomfortable. It's just Mist doesn't really. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I just pat.
Rhogar, as you're hugging Mist, make a perception check, please.
20.
You look out into the crowd, and of course, ghosts are just passing through. But you see an excruciatingly tall and large ghost, decked out with armor and weapons, making its way towards a different stall. From Amara, the opposite direction.
Does look familiar.
It looks very familiar. And it looks lost. Looking above the heads of everyone, you see this large, orcish individual that is your father.
He's
Walking through the crowd, busting through people's bodies as a ghost. Gangly, just furrowed brow, large tusks, one of them with like a gold encrusted piece. And he's like the color, his entire ghost is like the color red.
Mist. I have to go, but I'll be back. So
Okay.
go
Are
meet
you
up
gonna
with
go talk to
everybody.
Amara?
I will later. Okay.
Oh, all right. Do you need help?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna do it on my own.
Oh, all right. All
And
right then.
Just like, thank you.
You're welcome. Just holler my name if you need me. Just be over here.
Rhogar's gonna hug you again. And
Okay. It's a little less awkward this time when Mist hugs back.
and then is going to run off in the other direction.
Okay, you're gonna chase after your dad?
Yep.
And that will bring us to Fungi and Amara. You guys see Mist. Mist, did you go to them? Or did you stay alone?
I feel
or
like
did you want to
Mist
do
would
something
just
else?
awkwardly stand there for a couple seconds watching Rhogar leave. Like, I thought we were gonna. And there was a date, and then okay, I was hugged twice, and take just like sort of stock of their sexy costume, with pants, and then
With
like,
pants.
okay, then, and then turn towards Fungi and Amara.
Okay, and as you're getting there, Fungi and Amara are getting their tickets, and you guys make your way out of the stage, and you see Mist walking up, awkwardly as ever.
Hello, Mist.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Hello.
you missed it. Fungi did poetry amazingly.
Fungi did.
You missed it.
It's missed it.
Yeah.
Fungi did poetry.
It's very good.
I did a poetry.
I'm so proud of you. That's fantastic.
Thank you. I spoke from the mind.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. I'm so excited. Did you feel good doing it?
Yes, I suppose so.
Good. I'm proud of you. Good job, Amara. And then Miss is gonna stare at Amara for like a couple extra seconds, and then be like, "Good. I'm proud of you too, Amara, for
Did,
encouraging fungi."
did we still want to ride goats?
Goats.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go do the giant goat jousting. Or on our
Jousting.
there's a secret box that's like 1,000. No, not 1,000 tickets. 100,000 tickets. So right now we have like 42,000. So we're just trying to get that. Triple
I-
H was so kind. She even gave me 1,000 tickets.
Shiggy, where is Triple H?
On a date?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. She had a date today.
I think she also mentioned something about a fortune teller too. So date or fortune teller. Maybe she has a date with the fortune teller.
I thought
Something.
her date was the clothier.
I mean, oh,
Yeah,
maybe the
I'm
fortune
sure.
teller sells clothes.
I'm sure
or-
that she's having a great time on her date. Let's go jousting.
All right.
Look
You guys
forward
walk
to it.
on over to the giant goat jousting, and you see these humongous, large for actual sizing in the game. You see these giant creatures, like oversized, jacked up. They're super muscular, and you see these. Anybody who gets on it just looks tiny. They're just on their back in like almost full splits, but like these giant jousting sticks that kind of like flare at the hand so you can protect your arm, and they go all the way several feet long, and two people are running against each other, and they have their little armor, and they have their little little shield, and they smash right into each other, and one person goes flying off the goat, and the goat rears upward, and they start running in circles, and they win. And you see like a large spin wheel starts spinning, and it has like all these different lights, and it says it has like X's and O's on it, and it lands on an O, and the person gets showered. Tickets just start raining from the sky. And then it stops, and the guy is ushered off. And you guys get in line. It's pretty empty for some reason. And you're met by a gnome who is sitting there. He's kicking his little feet on a very tall stool. And he has like a big bulbous nose, and just looks up at you guys. He's very dark gray skinned, and he has like a mohawk shaved. What are you doing? You gonna play? You gonna do it? You can win 50,000 tickets.
Oh.
If you win.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I have,
Yes?
I have a question.
What's your question?
What's the spinny board?
That's a double or nothing.
Double or nothing. So we
Yeah.
bet the 50,000. So if you win, you could double or nothing and then get the 100,000.
Yeah. That guy just got the 100,000, so like statistically, it might not like work, but it could still work.
Who's ready to go at joust? And I'm gonna turn to him.
I am.
Okay. Let's do it.
We should both do it. But I really, really, really want to win. And Amara's eyes are like all pupil right now. Like
You guys can fight each other.
We have to
Yeah.
fight each other?
Yeah.
It's less exciting.
I mean, you don't have to. I was just suggesting.
I guess if we fight each other, then no, somebody has to win.
I like the way you think, Amara. And then, if we're pooling tickets, one of us wins, and then the Either we'll have 100,000 tickets no matter. Yeah, let's do it. Math.
Are there any rules? Are there any things I can't do?
You cannot use real weapons. You have to use what we have provided, and you cannot speak with the goats. Looking
no
at
fun.
you, like knowingly.
Oh, it's only like my second idea, but and Amara's gonna like tap her own neck really quick and counts enhance ability.
You guys cheating at carnival games kills me.
Guidance. No, I'm just kidding.
Nowhere in the rules did they say no magic. They said no talking to
Exactly.
the goat, no
talking
real
to
weapons.
the goats and no real weapons. You're right.
My body is a weapon.
All right. You can go be with Harry, and you can go be with Haunting.
Fungi, you want to go first?
Yes.
Go. Go. Fight Amara. I'll watch.
Right.
All right. So you guys walk up to opposite sides of an arena. It's very short. It's like 50 feet. And you walk up to this large creature. It is much larger than you. It's about the size of an elephant, in fact. And these goats just bleeding with their disgusting eyes, and but their rams are like super curly and they curl into themselves, and they have like the straightest hair that is very nicely brushed. They don't look like they're unkempt. Like, they look like they're cared for animals. And you both walk up to them. They look basically identical. One of them is brown and one of them is white.
Just
Let's
gonna
do
climb
some
on.
animal handling checks as you try to
Woo!
climb on.
Guidance
Cool.
for Fungi.
Damn.
You give yourself enhance ability.
There. That's an 18.
Okay.
I think that's a 25. Let me double check.
God.
Yes, that's a 25.
Me
Amara-
feeling myself from my 18.
Amara, you
25.
walk up to your goat and you look back, and Fungi's already on his. Just this ghost, like giant sheet on top of a giant goat. And your goat kind of huffs at you, but gets lower so that you can get on it. And it has a little stirrup that you can get on. And
I
it
whisper
kind of
thank you.
wiggles its ears as you say thank you. And you guys get up. All right. I need both of you as the goats begin to scrape the floor. Need both of you guys to make an attack against each other's ACs.
No, I'm not wearing any armor. Frick. Oh no.
Aw.
My armor's in
It's
the
just an
shop.
unarmed strike. Unarmed strike.
My armor's in the shop.
20.
Like a spell attack or
No. An unarmed strike attack.
a large strike. Okay, that's 18 though.
Okay. 18 hits.
No, it does not.
It does not?
It does not.
What is your AC?
20.
Oh my god. What did you get?
Does it matter?
7.
You got 17?
Oh,
7.
A 7.
does not hit.
So you both miss as these goats charge. Missed, you're in anticipation of who's gonna fall off. They just run by each other. And they turn. Just like jousting.
Wow.
You do it again. They
Good
start to rev
job.
up. You guys are gonna make it an unarmed strike attack.
That is a 19.
14. And no.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Just 14.
yeah. Yeah, it does.
Ah! As you guys charge back, Amara, confident, ready, gets right in the chest. And the light armor essentially that they gave you that does nothing for you because it's just ceremonial. The joust just splinters and explodes. You don't feel any pain, but you fall off with the force, and you just fall to the floor in the hay. And the goat stops. You all right? It says in common.
Yeah, nothing wounded but my pride.
It'll be fine. It gets up, raising its large head and like walking back to its station. And as Fungi, as you win, the joust is taken from you by one of the people, the broken joust, and a large board comes raising into the sky. Double or nothing, says the gnome. Mist is gesturing no from the crowd.
No, don't double or nothing, Fungi.
Double or nothing's part of the fun.
What are the chances that I get double, and what are the chances that I get nothing?
50-50.
Then no, I will keep it.
Ah, no rain this time. Hands you 50,000 tickets. And it's like a pile. He gives you a bucket at this point. He's like, do you have one already? Basically. And it's like, here you go for your tickets.
Fungi, who is still atop their goat, I imagine, takes the tickets and kind of like, not even like, doesn't have to like kick their legs or anything, just kind of like gives a subtle touch, and the goat like speeds up over towards Amara, and Fungi climbs down off the goat, pets it on the head, and hands Amara 50,000 tickets.
Amara, did you get up off the floor or did you just lay
No.
there for a minute?
Floor's really comfy right now.
Yeah,
Do you need
it's
help
a
getting up?
hay cushioned floor.
No, I'm just, yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. Mars is gonna go like hop up, shake out the hay probably from herself. Looks at the tickets. We're like a little bit short. Should we?
Amara.
And-
Do you want to go against me?
Why not?
Then one of us will win, and then we'll have plenty.
Yeah, we could buy stuff for everybody else too.
Exactly.
All right, we have another challenger.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. So you guys both make your way, and Amara, do you go back to the same goat or do you try the other goat?
No, she's gonna go with the same goat.
It's the same goat. You do not need to make an animal handling check. It gets back down. And it says, I see. Headstrong, this one.
I want to win.
We'll win. We'll win. Mist, as you walk up to the other goat, I have to make an animal handling check.
16.
The goat looks at you, and it just seems like it's doing routine. Like it gets down on its arm. Nothing special for you or anything. And you're able to easily climb up. It's used to getting people of all heights onto him. And you get onto the stirrup and pull yourself over. And all right. So you guys, at the edge of the round, we need attack rolls.
Oh boy. Okay. I think that's a 22.
Oh
Man, that would have been really helpful.
What did
That
you get, Mist?
hits. I got an 11.
Does 11 hit you?
Wait, I have to. Hold on.
What's your
yeah.
it does. What's your unarmed? So you both hit
yeah.
each other. As you both hit each other, you both kind of lean to the side. You have to make animal handling checks to stay on or fall off.
I feel really bad for Amara. That's 11.
And a 7.
Oh, you both fall off. Well, that's not a winner, but you can have half the tickets. 25 each.
Okay. Woo! She's probably saying that from the floor. Like
Little hands raising from the hay. So as you guys collect your tickets, Triple H, what did you do after you left the Persephone's predictions?
She's headed back to the shop to see
Okay.
if maybe she just was too early.
So you would pass Fungi on the sidelines while Mist and Amara are on the goats. Would you stop or would you just keep going? Keep going. So as you pass by, you make it to the shop as you're walking through. The ghosts that are walking by seem to be kind of dwindling down. You can tell it's getting a little bit later. And as everyone has been pleasantly celebrating the holiday, and you make it to the store, and there is no lights on. The door says closed.
She like walks up to it and kind of sheepishly knocks.
As you knock, kind of lightly, I'm assuming.
Not terribly lightly, but she's not like banging on the door, you know.
Yeah, you see from the back room a little flip of a switch, essentially a light just appear in the back, and a face pops around the corner. But it's not the person you're supposed to go on a date with. It's a different individual, and they walk up and they open the door. Did you rip your clothes again?
No. I was. I was supposed to meet Tilyasha, but I guess.
Who?
Tilyasha?
They don't live here.
But they work here, no?
No, I don't think so. Not since I've worked here, and that's been like 10 years.
Sorry to bother you. Have yourself a great night.
Okay. I am sorry. I don't know who that is.
No worries. Don't worry about it at all. I may
Well, I
have
hope
been
you
a
had-
little bit.
No, you're fine. I hope you had a good service, and if you need to come back, please do. It was great serving you. Do an insight check. And as well as an arcana check. Both of those.
The insight's going to be a 21.
Okay.
Arcana's going to be 13.
Okay. So this voice you recognize as one of the employees that helped you out, was in the dressing room with you, like helping you dress and things like that, and generally very sweet the whole time. The Arcana check gives you an inkling that you've been duped, but you're not sure by what. Was it a person? Was it Lolf? You're not sure.
She's going to go back to the costume rental.
Okay. She's still in generally the same place. There's kind of like this bridge that she's sitting on that you guys passed. She like ran up to you. She's sitting on the bridge this time, so you'd have to like go onto the bridge, but she's there.
She'll do that. I
Are you
think
done? Turning in?
Yes. I think that is it for me tonight.
All right. Cool. Well, I can help you get out of this if you need. And she'll just snap her fingers and like the laces just kind of magically undo, and she'll help you dress real quick. It's like
You
snip,
could have
snap.
given some warning. Jeez. Ow.
I don't mean to hurt, but it'll be easy, quick, fast. You done for the night though? You didn't want to stay for the festivals?
No, I think I'm totally fine, thank you.
All right. Well, here's your stuff back. She gives you back your original stuff that you had. And she
Yeah.
kind of looks at you. You already paid, so I don't need to stay, but you look sad, actually.
No,
Very
not
like-
at all.
All right. I'm good at these things. She like taps her head, and she's like approached by another person, and she's like, "Ah!" And she kind of like dismisses
Yep.
you, but not like rudely.
Nope.
And where do you go after this?
Back to the tavern, probably.
Well, that we can go on another break really quick, or that'll be a good place to end as the entirety of the group hears a loud shrieking. Please! Someone, my child is gone! Please! And we'll end it there.